Okay guys, so welcome back. We have a special guest, back by popular demand, us. Yes. Demand and Lindsay come back and see us again. So Lindsay is trying to pick some new gear.
Yeah.
Your sponsor, Taylormade, have okayed for us to do a little fit with you today and see from sort of our selection what of the Taylormade family is going to be an improvement and going to go in the bag for Lindsay for this year. So we just done some baseline testing with Lindsay's previous irons, a set of old favourites, and we saw some good results.
For sure. Very
Very typical of Lindsay. They're just not good offline. They're just there's a little bit of a distance variance, but that's about it, right? So it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Talk to us, Lindsay, a little bit about your iron game, the good, the bad, kind of what's going on there.
Yeah, for sure. So for me, I'd say I don't hit my irons far.
Yeah.
That would be my biggest complaint. Coming here today, I'd like to get a little more distance with still having good feel.
Yeah.
I like my old faithfuls because they're predictable.
Right.
I know pretty much where they're going to go, what I can do with them, how I can shape them. So I'd be coming here to say I want a little more distance.
Because we saw you hitting some 235 in the air, 250-yard drives.
I know.
And if we start taking a peek at these numbers, I can see what you're saying. Like your 6-iron going 143 relative to your driver going 230 in the air. You actually probably should be closer to, what, 155, 160
It's
maybe?
short change for sure.
Yeah.
So the little bit, well, I know more than a little bit about Lindsay's game, but of what we know Lindsay's tendencies, they translate really well into the driver.
Okay.
The teed up clubs, the ball sitting up in a nice fluffy lie.
Oh yeah.
Like dream for
Dream.
you. So that's perfect.
Yeah.
And you know, here's why. Angle of attack wise, we are shallow.
Yeah, so you're on the shallow side, gotcha.
On the shallower side. So that's what drops the strike down a couple of grooves.
Okay. Yep.
So really it becomes about ball speed retention on the low strike is the challenge with Linz.
And an older model iron likely doesn't have the ball speed retention or forgiveness low in the head like something new from the last year or two would have.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've actually seen in recent years some of the models that are being sort of released are actually quicker, low in the head.
Really?
Yeah.
Versus being hit in the center?
That's right.
That's interesting.
So, I mean, the idea being that, you know, when you are lower in the head, you're less optimized from a launch and spin perspective, but the output slightly higher.
Okay.
It actually neutralizes the miss a little bit.
You end up getting your full distance.
Yeah, you end up going pretty much what you thought. Now, we are seeing the downward deflection from the low strike. So, let's see how high, Linz, you were hitting those there.
80 feet or
80
so
feet on average. I mean, there's a perfect example. So that one right there, 70 feet, that's the one I want to focus on. Okay. There you go.
Yeah, so it was miss-hit low on the head.
A little bit low, 12 mil low, which actually isn't
not that bad, is it?
Isn't that low. I mean, let's put it in perspective. A dimple on a golf ball is about 4 millimeters. Right. So you're 3 dimples low.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Not crazy. We're
outrageous.
not talking about something that you're hitting it halfway up the ball.
Yeah.
But lost 8 yards of carry, which is a lot.
We lost a lot. So for Linz, you know, call it maybe into the wind or something like that. You know, you miss one a little bit, it'll just get swallowed up and the ball just won't go anywhere.
Yeah.
We need.
And I just felt off balance on that shot.
Yeah,
that's all it was for me.
And the great thing is, you know, sometimes, you know, you could throw that out, but it happens. It's real world. You know,
it's reality,
it's
absolutely.
Reality. It's exactly what it is. So we know exactly what we're dealing with. Let's go back to the table, just look in the averages. So Lindsay's delivery, ridiculous. 77 almost every single swing.
Almost the same club speed every time.
Yeah. Shallow, little bit into out. This is good.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I know, because we've seen in the past that can get a little out in. So
a little out in,
really good.
Face
well done.
Is very square.
Yep. I mean, it's neutral numbers. Yeah. That's why we're not really dealing with a dispersion issue here.
Not whatsoever.
Yeah, we're dealing with Linz being sort of given a little bit more firepower, a little bit more horsepower. See what we can do to establish that.
And do you want to probably make a shaft change that will help move the strike up a bit? Is that a goal of the fit?
It would be. It certainly would be in trying to get something that you know Linz feels a little bit more comfortable with from a delivery standpoint. So we have a few shafts that would sort of help us in that.
Perfect. So what head would you start with in fitting, Lindsay?
We are dealing with just Taylormade as a brand, so we're starting there. Realistically, we want to get Lindsay into the better players.
For sure. She strikes it better than 99% of people that are out there, so doesn't need a big offset or overly large game improvement head. The
two that obviously spring to mind from that perspective would be P760.
Yep.
Nice combo set, a little bit progressive in sort of the help. And it's not silly to look at P790.
P790, yeah.
Now, we're probably going to have to doctor the lofts a little bit and see what we get, but like we always see, at times the increase in ball speed, Matty, can outweigh the loss of spin.
And give the height through speed.
And then we can talk a little bit about Lindsay's golf ball choice, whether she's in X, whether she's in TB5, what that means, and sort of integrate that into the fit to start creating a nice model.
Because she spins the ball quite well. To be honest with you, that's more spin than I have on my 690, which is quite good. No, it's good. It's not like she's coming in thinking, I can't stop the ball on the green. So maybe there's a bit of room to pick up some distance, and you don't need to increase spin in this case.
It's a great point, and largely because Lindsay's shallow, she delivers a little bit extra loft.
Gotcha. So she can afford to
you can afford to go with some of these stronger lofted irons, which might actually be of benefit when we're trying to pick up some.
Yeah.
So as a guesstimate as to where we might end up here, let's see the number 143 peaking at 146 being your highest. We will probably see some 6 irons today that fly. Where's your efficiency? We'll probably see some that fly in the upper 150s.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we should do.
I would be really happy.
If we're on, trend with what we need to do here, we should pick up about 12 yards-ish, maybe a little more.
Perfect.
Wow.
All right, that's the goal.
Right.
Awesome.
Okay. Let's grab some.
Let's start it. Yeah,
okay.
please.
Okay, Linz. So our first sort of combo for you, P790. Let's just start there. Let's see what the difference is. Let's just go straight for shock and awe, see what we can do. Change the weight of the club a little bit, taking a little bit. You were using steel fiber I-80s, and we're going to drop you down to 75 gram Accra constant weight. So a segue into another video we've got coming up soon, guys, is the difference between a constant weight set of iron shafts, ascending and descending weight, and what that means to the golfer and why you would choose one over the other. I think that's a very important thing to understand when you're using taper tip or parallels or what's going on, exactly why you would choose one of those 3 sets of iron shafts in your favor.
And quickly for Lindsay, the constant weight makes sense because you don't want the long irons to be overly heavy.
Correct. We're just looking for standardized weighting all the way through.
Perfect.
Okay.
Great.
Cool. Initial impressions?
Love the look. Yeah.
It's a great looking iron, P790.
It's a good looking iron.
A great looking iron. People say that to us in here all the time. You give them that one, especially because you're kind of giving it to that golfer that doesn't really want to play the bigger, chunkier stuff. True. But this is real kind of game improvement benefits to it.
Well hidden though.
It really is. It's kind of packed into a really compact little package, and it's so appealing that you kind of get the best of both worlds. It's aesthetically pleasing, and performance-wise, we know what it does. It's
perfect.
It's
okay.
Great. Let's take a look.
That feels good.
Gonna fly the green. Yep.
Well, we might need to move that green back for you.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's that.
Carry.
Yeah, that's that instance of wow that we're talking about and looking for, and this sort of difference maker.
So after the first shot in, that ball speed is way higher. 5 miles an hour is tons.
Straight out the gate, it's an awful lot to pick up on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's go back to that. I want to look at the isolated shot. So for exactly the same club head speed, it's just hotter. It's just quicker off the face. Because it's still
it was 9 millimeters low.
It's exactly the same strike location as the previous one. So that's just free. That's just head to head.
That's just free 5 miles an hour.
Because we've not changed anything yet.
Nothing, yeah.
Because we still want to get to that point where we are getting that strike up the head and getting in true, efficiency and ball speed out of it. That's
0.6 more efficiency rating is a ton.
That's great.
Wow.
More.
Okay.
Why don't you move the green
back?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's move it back to
155.
At least
probably.
Yeah, probably.
That last one flew 154, I think. So
I'd be happy if we just got that.
I know
today.
that's 11 yards, right? 11 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Love it.
Sounded very flush.
A bit better, yeah. So that would be a little low on the face. I came up a bit quickly on that. But center.
Look how much ball speed there was.
Yeah, for a miss.
So that one being thin lens was actually faster in ball speed than your best strikes with your old iron.
Yeah, the best. Yeah,
which is crazy.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a really nice start with it.
Good little start.
Let's just work through some shafts. We definitely see the head is working for us. We just want to see if we can obviously start to lift that strike a little bit.
Is that probably, I mean, based on the head doing exactly what you wanted, now you're going to target more of the shaft to move the strike point back into the center?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, and obviously we've got P760 here with us as well to do, take a look at that. But let's stay down this path right now and see if there's a shaft that can help us on the way.
Perfect. Wow.
The sound quality of this one is different.
That's 159 in the air.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's good.
Wow, look at that thing go. Whoa.
Interesting.
It feels fast.
Sounds fast.
It's nice when you kind of just, you've got that, you just know it's working for you.
Yeah.
In that sense. I mean, the concern is obviously the spin.
Right.
Choose too low.
Could be. You've picked up a lot of ball speed right there, though. Launch angle hasn't done anything wrong.
Yeah.
The reality is, though, it's actually peaking slightly higher than yours. So it's just that in the way into the green, you've lost about 2 degrees of angle of descent, and obviously the spin is not going to stop as the ball's not going to stop as quickly because the spin is a lot lower.
So in having switched lens over to the TP5X, is that enough for you to say back to TP5 regular?
I would want to do a little comparison now with this one with. So let's go back to TP5 lens.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna be isolating just the golf ball. I love it when we do this and we've not changed anything other than the golf ball. See what happens.
Not a great swing.
Okay.
Too fast.
Little out of rhythm.
Too quick.
That one was not mishit.
That was a bit better.
I'd go in the hole.
Flying.
Woo!
So it did not fly as far, Linz, but it's probably a slightly more appealing ball flight.
So some more backspin on that?
Yeah.
500 RPMs or so?
So we'll throw the first one out. It's a bit of a miss, but...
Wow.
It's
amazing to me a ball can make that much of a change.
It's just very encouraging for the differences, why people have to be so aware of the golf ball they select and the advantages of one and the trade-offs of the other. And there's an 8-yard trade-off for using this golf ball. It's not quite as quick in TP5.
Yeah.
The launch is the same and you're spinning at around 500 more. So
wow.
There'll be places where that's useful. There'll be others where it's not. I think if we throw in back to your old iron,
quite a large difference there.
Quite a large difference.
Yeah, I've never tested my golf balls before, so that's really neat.
And no one does. No one, I think, until recently. I think it's been such an overlooked part of the story, as to what's going on. Because people always ask us, what shaft should I use to kill the spin? We're just gonna go use a golf ball. Like the golf ball will change your spin profile, not so much the shaft as much. Use the shaft as a load creator, an energy creator. It's a spring. Yeah. So it's not a spin kind of adjusting.
So wet weather that we're having right now would be you'd go with the.
Go take out your ball's not going to not stop.
Yeah.
Go take out the one that goes 8 yards longer.
Goes further.
Have some fun.
Yeah.
Because it's probably cold and you're not swinging as fast anyway. You can equalize.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
All right.
Let's hit a couple more with that, Linz.
That felt good.
That's a lovely flight. That's really nice and high as well, Linz, which is great.
I think you've got most of the ball speed back too.
That felt great.
That ball speed's back to 108, right in the dead center.
Love
a little more
that.
spin.
I really, really like that one. Yeah, see, that's the one that for me is the big improvement. So there's a 14-yard pickup on carry. Launch angles is right there where your old iron was.
Yeah.
Spin is less, fine. If we go into the table and look at kind of what that means, it means absolutely no downside. Exactly the same angle of descent. 44.4 versus 44.6.
Right. So stopping power should be relatively the same.
Absolutely, we'll be
The ball should
right
stop
there.
pretty simple.
Yeah, yep, not much different at all.
Awesome.
Okay.
You want to try a different? You were mentioning maybe a little bit of steel, lightweight steel.
Yeah, I
on
wouldn't
that
mind
head?
seeing some nip on, but that's going to be the front runner because it was just a race to see which shaft moves the strike up the head.
Yeah, that really did move up a good
Really
5 to 10
moved it up.
millimeters.
Nope.
That sounded good.
Yeah.
That sounded good.
That was better.
How was that hit?
Not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Do you find you're just catching like the low end of the head a
Yeah,
bit with that?
it just doesn't feel quite as good.
Solid. Yeah, it just looks tougher. It's
Yeah,
a little tougher for you
it
to.
feels harder to.
Yeah.
Okay, Linz.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So that's generally enough in a fit for you to kind of think this is probably not the best direction with that.
I was on my way out of the bay after 2 shots with that one.
Yeah.
You can see pretty quickly
Yeah.
if it's got life or if it's
If
not.
it's just not
and
quite right.
It just, like even the first one, Linz, like
Yeah.
you don't mishit it that much. The first one was right out of the heel and
Yeah.
like I was honest, I was on my way out after that
Looking
one.
for
Just,
something else.
just not quite kind of there.
It definitely felt a lot harder to control.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, Linz, on the basis that we kind of have saw something that really, a combo that was the one that we were looking for, time to move into another head.
Yeah. See if a 760 can give similar performance.
And just we have more options with this one. We can play with the loft and lie a little bit easier because it's a little bit softer.
Okay.
So I've already weakened it 1.5 degrees.
Okay.
We might then reintroduce that TP5X golf ball. It was super fast.
Yeah.
So trading off a little bit of loft for a little bit of speed
Okay.
and see what we get a little bit with
Cool.
that.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I
let's
like the look of it.
Okay.
Ooh, soft.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds very different.
Wow.
And
Good swing.
not giving up anything.
Doesn't look like it.
Super soft off the face.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
They are as soft.
Bit of a
feeling as
thinner
anything.
top line on it too.
Definitely. So that was 108 ball speed. That's good.
It's really nice. Like that to
that's
me
good.
is
More
really
spin
good.
too.
A little bit more spin.
Yeah.
So 44 has been our magic number on angle of descent. Kicking up the spin just really kind of narrows down the rollout kind of yardage.
And we can't forget that's still 13 yards further in the air than where we started.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, one more like that, Linz, and then we'll jump into the to TP5X.
Okay.
Oh, that sounded even better. How was that strike?
Pretty good.
Go on.
That's gonna go.
Oh. Okay, let's go TP5X. Certainly flying up to flag high anyway. Very good.
So that was a mishit for me off the heel,
Yep.
and pretty happy with that.
Yeah,
As a
it's
mishit.
it's done okay.
Yeah.
It's done just okay. No problem. little bit more of a loss in speed than the P790.
On the lower strikes, you think? Yeah.
Yeah, which is
It's to be expected to some degree.
Definitely.
The face is small.
Does it feel a little...
It feels small. So I'm
short.
like, ooh.
It's short. I thought the same thing.
It's really petite. So you don't feel like you've got a lot of room to...
Is it a little intimidating?
To miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. I think
I don't know
they're
what...
very
I don't...
compact.
I love the feel off the face, but because it's tiny,
Yeah.
it's
It's playing with your
mentally
head
a
a
little
bit.
more
Yeah.
intimidating. That felt good.
Good swing, yeah. Yeah, that's really good. That was 157? 158 carry. That sounded good. Is that better struck?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, really good.
Okay, Linz, we're just kind of mulling over your numbers here. The good news is we're right on track with about the improvement we thought we could get here.
Definitely.
About 12 to 14 yards. Big differences with these new trajectories. A lot more ball speed. We're trading off of a little bit of spin.
Yeah.
So we're starting to obviously have that golf ball conversation. You said something very interesting on that last one though when you were trying P760. Although you were hitting it really nicely, you went, oh, I'm a little bit kind of, I'm very aware of the size of the head being smaller, which is going to be those elements that create maybe a little bit of doubt, maybe a little bit of kind of, okay, I really got to, hit this one perfect.
Right.
So, so what we just done was we moved the P790 with a little bit more loft.
Okay.
And try and see if we can recreate the exact same flight of the P760, but with the slightly bigger head.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Gives you that confidence.
Would you leave the TB5X in for this?
Yeah,
this
yeah,
one
I
too?
think so. I think
Thank you.
so. Love the sound of that straight away.
That felt good.
Good. 157-ish on the
That's what it looked
carry.
like to me, yeah.
That would have been a little lower on the face,
Yeah.
but
Right up on the green, though.
I'm happy with the miss.
Yeah, it's not kind of falling short of your
Yeah.
of your green target. Beautiful.
There we go.
Yeah, really nice.
I mean, one of the most exciting things for me, to be honest, is the amount of height we're seeing from these. I mean, it's quite something to be gaining. Like
Yeah, that's
that
significant.
additional height. Just velocity.
Yeah.
So 158, 15
Wow.
yard pickup.
That's crazy.
It's really good. It's a lot of pickup. So now we're looking at land angle at 44.5 like we wanted it. We're up almost at 90 feet. There's not much to pick from this. I mean, you're
No.
almost flying your 6 hour 160 now, which is great.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
That's what we said at the beginning. That's
Gets you
what
back on track.
That's what you should be, right? That's relative to your
I'm
driver
really
distance.
Exactly. I'm pleased with that.
So the P760 versus this, I mean, to be honest, results were pretty much the same on good swings, but the forgiveness was definitely not as good. And obviously confidence, looking at it at address, I think you're probably more comfortable with that.
Yeah,
P790?
I said earlier, I love the feel the P760 has off the face, that soft, fast launch, but I like looking down at a slightly more forgiving face.
Definitely.
That's great.
Yeah.
And just kind of subtly then finding it into its final form, we added some loft,
Yep.
we changed the golf ball, we kind of done a couple of little things that just increased the ball speed, because as we added that loft, we didn't want to trade off the ball speed that we had gained and then go back again, so we went with the faster core, and that's kind of got us back up to 109 on the ball speed again.
Wow.
Linz again, another one that wasn't 100% of the strike,
Yeah,
but flew
but
great.
fine.
Great.
Beautiful. Get
Look
back
at
there.
this. Come on. Oh, it's getting there. Yep.
Woo!
Next to the pin at 160.
Going back to this shaft, what do you feel?
Feels really good.
You like it?
Yeah, it feels like there's something about it I can control.
Yeah.
I think just your body language and the way, I think the swing is looking better with that versus the OTA. Just a bit. Just a bit.
Okay, let's hit a couple more. I agree. Definitely agree.
Woo.
Listen to that. That sounded great.
Yeah,
Really
that
nice.
was better.
Let me look at that.
159 in the air.
Wow.
That is really good.
Oh,
161 in the air.
It just couldn't do it for
109
us.
point. But that counts. We're counting that as 110.
Larry Chung would say no.
I know. He would.
You would.
Well,
He's
he's
a
not
hard
here.
fan.
Too bad. Doesn't get much better than that. 45.4 land
92.
angle.
I mean,
It's 20 yards.
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, Linz. So back to the VA Rajan, and I'm glad we did. That was a really nice little set of shots there. Couple of misses, but your club head speed's actually a bit quicker with the lighter shaft.
And it just seems like there's a lot of confidence there. Like you seem comfortable swinging those.
Yeah, it feels easier to deliver it back to the right spot.
That's really all you're looking for, isn't it, from a shaft choice?
Yeah, and those two trajectories, I think, for me are the story.
Yeah.
The height, the distance gain. There's kind of no downside, really.
It's 14 yards in the air. It's a higher ball that should stop just fine. Yes, there's less spin, but it's not like people will pick at the spin and say, "Oh, there's less spin. It went further," but it's not it's not 2,500 spin. It's still manageable. It's coming in steep enough. The ball will stop, and it's a club longer.
It's a club longer. We're really dealing with a sort of scenario here where Linz is not going to be a high spin player ever, really. It's just so shallow. It's just not going to happen. Could you do me a favor? Can you grab your old one again one more time?
See one last one.
I just want to see.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. Sounded pretty good to me.
Right. So there's your green. There's your new targets out there at 160.
Yeah.
And you've kind of had to trundle your way to it.
I think it landed 143 exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
143.
So you hit and back to 102 ball speed. So
there's the very last numbers in amongst the cluster. It's fine. Spin rate sub 5,000, so not that far away.
Nope.
Height wise, it was 81. So we've lost 11 feet in height. You know, there's a lot of trade-offs with this the older set.
Yeah, well, it's good to see like that at the very end to see, okay, you've spent all this time, you've warmed into the session, go back to what you had. It was literally exactly the same as when we started. So
Exactly. So
Cool. I'm happy.
I think that's it's going to show up. I think it's really going to show up in performance and you know, even just your own confidence when you're standing on the lesson tee and you're kind of demonstrating.
Yeah.
Nothing better than you're standing there and flushing it. They can hear that compression and you know they can really hear you striking it well. Like you know we're hearing these strikes are great. So that's good for you and your students. Good.
Great.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you guys.
You got
Thank
it. Great job.
Never disappoints.
No, never. The nuances of fitting, the components that can make changes. Again, that's what this comes down to. A head, a shaft, a ball at a certain spec.
Yep.
All of those ingredients had to go into that to make the change. We were trading off every time we changed something. So we were kind of we've taken from that, so we have to put a little bit of that back in. It's just that's why fitting is valuable and worthwhile. Good stuff, guys. Let us know what you thought. You know, I think there's a lot of value in there for all of you that don't really want to make a wholesale change. So let us know your thoughts and questions and we'll be sure to get back to you.
Sounds good.
Excellent. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.